You know, I bet if I really tried, I could rip my shirt open.
Probably.
Yeah?
Maybe don't do that.
I just
It would
got
take
this
a
one.
while,
Fucking
though.
Would it?
Yeah, it would, cause you know you have the top seam, you know,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
well,
really hard to get through.
The top seam is gonna be your biggest, but like, can you, you know?
I bet I could like tear into it, yeah.
Okay.
But like
if
ripping
it
it completely like seam,
if it
I
were
think it would take a while.
a V-neck, do you think you could get the top better instead of a crew neck?
I feel like that would be harder.
Really? Because it has that seam. It does have that
Right,
seam already made.
but V-necks they're thicker. They're really thick when it comes to the seam. Unless it's like a really high-end V-neck where it's like, you know, posh and
Are you saying
look
high-end
like a
V-necks
gay guy wearing it?
are more like high-end V-necks?
Easily
are
rippable? Yes.
Rippable? They're made to be ripped
Yes.
off?
They look like they're made to be ripped off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just the case.
So what I'm grasping at is that high-end people who wear high-end V-necks are sluts.
I
Yes.
thought that was just a given
Okay.
at this point.
Good to know. Just writing it down for notes.
Magnus
Rich
high-end
Rich asshole gets
Equals
V-neck.
slut.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Destinies. Before I continue, I'd like to ask all of my players to say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Cole is really passionate about math. That's cool.
I'm
Shut
not
up.
passionate about math. I'm passionate about physics. I don't like.
True.
And titties.
And boobs.
No, I love titties.
I'm
You're
gonna
getting it
cut all of
confused.
this out.
I don't. I understand it. You're bisexual. You're a bit confused. It's okay.
Look, man.
All right. So
Being indecisive is my thing.
I have a couple disclaimers before we begin. Firstly, all the music and ambiance you're going to hear tonight. Wait, Austin, there. Did you two say hi?
Yeah, I said que pasa, eh?
Yeah, they
Oh.
said hi.
Oh. I thought you were about to comment my tattoo. I was like, yeah, I just got this done.
No.
No, nobody cares.
Did you get it colored yet?
Uh,
Well, save it for later.
Shaded.
Firstly, all the music and ambiance you're going to hear in tonight's episode was made by the wonderful Michael Gelfi. Check him out on YouTube and Spotify, along with his partner Philip Melvin. They do great stuff. That's MICHAELGHELFI. Check them out. They're great composers and do fantastic and epic stuff. In fact, our little soundtrack died out a while ago.
Oh.
Play that again.
So while we were talking about titties, or while we were talking about something else?
It's while we were talking
Probably
about
both.
math.
So, next, all the character art you see on screen is made by the wonderful Alice, the player for Magnus. Chances are you're checking this out from either of her channels, either Twitch or YouTube, so make sure to give those a follow because she's hilarious and really good at what she does. Also, all the maps and tables that you see on screen are made by me, using free assets such as FA Mapmaking. FA Mapmaking stands for Forgotten Adventures. They're great and they have a ton of free assets for making tabletop roleplay maps, so check them out and pay them money. You don't have to pay them money, but you know, they have like pre-made maps or like tokens or items that you could do. Those are pretty cool too. So, lastly, we have a TikTok. Check out Dungeon and Destinies. That's DungeonAnddestinies on TikTok and give us a follow because the I guess manager for that, Jester, is a really great dude. Now,
He's awesome. Love you, Jester.
I love you, Jester.
Love you.
Would anyone else like to say anything before we begin?
I got nothing.
I love all of you viewers and non-viewers.
And
Please
not
I am
come.
an
yours.
American
Watch
man.
the stream. You get-
Hello, I'm an American man. I like cheeseburgers, my wife, and my dog.
Austin, did you
My
shave?
favorite color is gray.
He shaved a long
Let me
time
use my
ago.
Credit card.
Dude, you
Yeah.
look so baby-faced tonight.
Thank you, only for you.
Awesome, dude. Alright, so, welcome back to the dusty and anxiety-filled world of Aracretia. Last we left off, our humble party, the Band of the Wild Storm, had finally gone through the rigmarole of talking with the sheriff, one of the sheriffs of Nawadu, the city of Nawadu in the Statum of Salili, in the Empire of Little Kirk. After they finished their questionings, the majority of the party decided to camp in one room for the night, despite being told not to do that. As they worked individually, Lothric, Daenerys, and Aether, Daenerys' mother, decided to try and recoup Lothric's memories. That didn't go quite well, and they kind of went on a bit of a trip. In a room over, Magnus, Rue, Bo, that's it. I had to remember who was all sleeping in that room. All slept rather soundly after Rue decided to stay up a bit longer, just to make sure everything was going to be okay. That being said, about halfway through the middle of the night, each of the two groups of three individually heard a brisk on their doors, and they awoke to find King Oslo Basilius of Livlicher standing there, ushering them to get a move on, as word had come to him about the many dangers, and as he was told that 2 of the 5 party members basically died, he decided that it would be best if they left then and now and tried to stay as safe as possible, considering the fact that now they were a target. So, after a bit of a debacle, the party managed to get and buy Dusty and another horse, respectively, as Lothric couldn't really remember which one was which, and neither could Oslo, and they left the city of Nawadin, the capital city of Solili, on their trail to Yathor, a stop that Bo requested and a stop that King Oslo also wanted to go to, just to try and butter up some of the table members. On their way, they were told that they were going to be hitting 2 different towns, or villages rather, not entirely large places. The first would be Yolala in 2 weeks, and then after that it would be Inthro, after another 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, no, a week after that, they would be getting to Yathor. Within the first week, many conversations were had. I think Bo and Magnus both talked to King Oslo. Bo specifically requested information about the racist history and sort of charged energy of the Empire, and King Oslo decided to give them a history lesson, basically stating, first and foremost, yeah, you're blowing into the mic, so.
So sorry. I just realized.
Basically stating that should any word of this leave their group, they probably would all have their lives forfeit, not due to some rule that King Oslo has made, but due to the Empire's ability and fierce guarding of the rewritten history that now exists there. As he went on, he talked about the fact that within the very early formative years of the Empire, they decided to ultimately massacre and commit a large genocide of the native population of elves that had once lived there, in both Livlicher, what is now Solili, and Astapor. And that is where we left off. So, as that conversation draws to an end and Oslo looks at all of you and reassures or reaffirms that no word of this be spoken at the Akala or anywhere else, Magnus, I believe that you wanted to talk to Kelsey. Do you remember?
I remember wanting to talk to her. I don't remember what I wanted to talk to her about.
Okay, I'll give you a moment.
Thank you.
Is there anything
I
else
gotta
you
use
guys
the
would like
bathroom.
to do? Okay.
Should have done that before.
Good luck, Austin. Why didn't you go before?
Well, anyway, I'm drinking a Pedialyte drink. It's making me piss like crazy.
Okay.
Just go. It's okay. Just go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. You're good. You're good, buddy.
Mute your mic, homie.
Sorry.
You're
Let's
good.
go.
No, I want to hear you piss. Keep
No.
your mic on.
No.
No.
Piss man!
No. I don't want to cut that out. Please. I don't want to cut it out.
So, while we're here, Tanaris, Bo, Rue, is there anything you guys would like to do on the road in preparation? Maybe talk to a character or two. You have two options. Well, you have three options. You can talk to Aether, Tanaris' mother, King Oslo, or Princess Kelsey.
I'm good, I think. I don't think I have anything to talk about.
I know someone that I want to talk to.
Okay. Who is that,
Rue.
Aaron? Okay,
I'll
you guys
talk
can
to
have a
Rue.
conversation, because now I have to piss for some reason.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone
This
can
man
take
affects
turns
us all.
kissing, I guess. So Tanaris will approach Rue, and she'll just be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Oh, hi. It's okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's strange to have my mother here.
Yeah, it's weird to have any of our parents here. I feel like we all don't have a normal relationship with any of our parents.
Right. So, do you remember anything about your parents? I know you kind of have a weird history.
I remember my mother being very kind for the most part. Ever since I was young, I remember her having some sort of weird, like, sympathy for me. I didn't really understood what it meant at the time.
See?
But she was still nice though. She never really yelled at me. She would get mad at my sister for many reasons. My sister was more energetic out of us two.
Well, it's good you had a good relationship with her.
Yeah.
So how you doing after everything?
Oh,
Been a lot.
not great, if I had to be honest. You know,
Yeah, I figured.
that was really close calls between both of them, and if I wasn't there in time, we practically weren't there in time for both of them. It's by some weird forces out of either of our control that,
We weren't there for Lothric, if we're being honest.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
it's really put me on edge. I don't want, it's gonna sound weird, but I don't really want anyone to be separated. I just want to make sure I can keep everybody here, and I can just keep an eye on them in case anything goes wrong. You know?
Right. Oh, let me know if you need anything, okay? And Tanaris is gonna pull her in for a hug.
Oh, Rue's gonna do just like a little side hug. She's gonna be like,
Oh.
thanks. If you have any issues as well, I'm sure you're not used to this either, so.
Right. Luckily, my mother taught me a lot of medical skills through our druidic training, so
Helps. And it's nice to have her here with you to kind of help go through all these scary unknowns.
absolutely. I'd like to learn some more, though, if you have any advice.
I've never thought about it giving healing advice. I'd have to think about how I would want to, because mine's so different from druidic healing.
Right.
Because mine comes from,
worship the
you know.
deity.
So, but I can, I'll take some time to try to see if I can make any sense of it that would make sense to you.
Right. I wanted to talk to you about something, actually.
Oh, you go for it.
So, the call is coming up, and I've decided to be the representative of Arathia.
Oh, that's exciting. What does that mean?
So it means I'll basically be speaking for my people at the table.
Oh, wow. That's an intense responsibility, are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's necessary. Arathia has not been involved with the Empire for many years.
Why is that? Do you know?
There's ethical concerns. The Empire is very grey as far as ethics go compared to Arathia, in our opinion.
That makes sense from what I've heard, yes.
Yes, yes. So with that in mind, I think there's a possibility that there will be a long-term thing. I'm not quite sure yet. I just wanted to talk to you about it. I
That'll
know
be
it's
very
rough.
exciting.
Yeah,
Well, I'll stand with you every step of the way.
I
If you need
appreciate it.
help, of course, I don't know much of politics, but if you need any advice, I'd love to help.
Right, I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Of course.
Okay, so as you all walk through the windy and dusty Yellow Plateau, leaving from the main city of Nawadu, the landscape begins to change. It goes from a sort of desert oasis laden with sand beneath your feet and begins to slowly turn into bright yellow tall grass surrounding you at all times. Your pathway is cleaved through this almost golden dirt, sparked and flecked with browns. The tall grass around you rustles in the breeze, and you feel the earth beneath you shift under every step. I would like somebody to roll a d20 for me, unless, Magnus, you remembered what you wanted to talk to Kelsey about.
I do remember what I wanted to talk to Kelsey
I'll roll
about.
a d20.
So, Magnus is gonna go up to Kelsey, greet her.
Okay.
Hi Kelsey, how have you been? How's your visit with the table member and your father?
Oh, well, truth be told, I didn't see much of it. I was mostly away in my room the whole time. Table members, some of them don't, they don't like women to be in meetings sometimes.
That's stupid.
Specifically, the speaker for the table doesn't really like it, so I wasn't there most of the time.
That's dumb. Men are idiots.
Well, yeah, I agree entirely.
Well, I have a new story for you that I learned in Nawadu, if you'd like to hear it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Cole, do you want me to type it out for you, or do you want me to roleplay it?
I want you to read it out aloud.
Okay. So I learned about this group called the Tricksters of Eight. And
Tricksters of Eight.
apparently, from what I've heard, they're like a band, like the Storm and I, that will go around, and they're dedicated to going around and bringing joy to others in the form of like small pranks or playing jokes on one another. And well, the leader, Theo, played the best jokes of all. And he would go around playing these wonderful, wonderful pranks, knocking down chairs, making people laugh, creating crowds and crowds of joy and laughter. And one day, they were playing these pranks, and they disappeared. And every now and again, they say that if you hear a bell in the distance on the wind somewhere, that their leader Theo could be around throwing some kind of mischief into the mix of things. And as I say like the bell part, I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make a bell sound off somewhere.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
I'm
in the far distance, it sounds like there's a little.
And then I'm gonna have like the same prestidigitation, but like of some sand kicking up and then going into like either Lothric or Bo's face.
Okay.
Just like whoever's in like within range.
Bo is definitely the closer one to you.
Okay.
Considering Lothric doesn't really know you as well by now, he would probably be
Yeah.
in the back.
Ugh.
Just like have that happen during the story.
So you watch as Kelsey's jaw drops open in awe as she says, "Magnus, did you hear that?"
The bell, did you hear it?
Yes, and it happened just like you said.
Oh. Best keep on our toes then. Wouldn't want to be caught up in the
That's
trick.
fantastic.
Cole, would I know about this group?
No.
Is this
you
like
would
a
not.
no? Okay.
You,
Okay, I didn't know if this was like
yeah.
a Solili thing or not.
No, you would not know anything about this group.
Well,
You don't even you can't. Normally, I'd let you roll a history check, but this is not something that you would.
Okay, no problem.
well, I just thought you'd find that interesting. That was interesting that happened. I'll leave you to it. If you need anything, let me know.
Okay, Magnus, I need you to roll a performance check for me.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. What is my performance? Da, 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 da.
We're never gonna be able to escape that stem.
It's got a hard one on me.
It's got a hard on.
It's got a hard.
What did you say?
It's got a hard hold on me.
Oh, okay. I did not. Oh my God, Zoe, that was so perfect. Kate took off his black beanie. You grabbed your dice bag from it. You're like side by side for me, so it looked like he handed it to me.
That's so
That was so good.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Cole, it's not a black beanie, but I'm glad the illusion was there.
That's
It
fucking
looked so
amazing.
good.
Oh, I
So
wish we were recording that. Oh, well.
performance
God.
19.
19. All right, let me write that down.
Okay.
I don't know why we don't record our face cams, just like,
Just to catch shit like that? Oh my god.
just to catch weird goofy shit.
On performance.
Might start doing that. We'll see.
Honestly,
No.
I'll have to figure out how to do that because it sounds like it would be fun.
We can make that like an exclusive thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Subscribe to our Patreon and you get to share more.
Yeah, you get to see your idiots.
so as that finishes up, somebody rolled a d20. I believe it was Cade. Cade, what did you get on your d20?
6.
6. All right. So the first week goes by rather quickly. Lothric, the whole time, you probably are trying to do what? Reconnect? Try to remember things?
Yeah. Would I happen to have Magnus's journal? Like, did he give it to me?
I think Magnus
that
has
whole-
multiple copies of his journal because he's very vain. So yes.
Well, I guess during that week, I think Lothric would be reading Magnus's journal. Or
Okay.
a copy of it then.
Why don't you give me an intelligence or a history check and an intelligence saving throw?
I would like to put out there that
Okay.
Magnus has one journal. Thank you, bitch.
No, he has 2. God,
No.
I said it.
He has his journal, and then he has his sketchbook.
There you go.
And then his.
So I got a
sculpture.
9 on the history and a 10 on the intelligence.
Wow. You managed to vaguely put your finger on some of the things in the journal, like, I'm don't know, what are some minor things that happen? Like the heist. The bank heist, you were able to vaguely remember. Or not the bank heist, the heist of the house, of the estate.
I'm gonna be like, what bank heist
My-
are you
my
talking about?
mistake.
I was
Yeah,
like,
we
hang
never
on.
robbed a bank.
We should be a lot richer
It's
than
something
we
I've
are
never
now.
watched.
Alternate universe. um,
It's just Red Dead Redemption.
and as you begin to recollect this information, you do feel a very painful migraine come on, and it takes you out for the rest of it. So, as the week draws on, you all individually begin to, make camp. Lothric, you cook sometimes, until eventually, on about, I don't know, Vel's Day, about halfway through the week. Bo, you being from here, you spot out the corner of your eye a flattened piece of tall grass. This is a place you would frequent when you were younger. When you were one of the boar riders and herders, the Yellow Plateau was your second. So it's no surprise to see kind of flattened areas, but this one, it's almost like there's something there, like something laying in the tall grass that you can see from a good distance.
Am I able to hear anything? Like, it's just a little bit of flattened grass?
It's like a pretty large circle. Why don't you roll a perception check for me?
Perception check? Does it have anything to do with Fafine or Undead?
It does not. No.
Fuck! 6. God damn it.
6. You don't manage to hear anything over the howling wind and the grass blowing, but you do manage to pick out what looks to be something brown and fuzzy, kind of like a boar, laying in the grass.
I'm gonna point that out to... You know what? Assuming that it's like a boar or like a horse or an animal in some way, shape, or form, I'm actually gonna point that out to Daenerys.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, like, bump her with my elbow gently and just point over towards the area of flattened grass, and I'm just like, that's not normal usually, but just figured you might want to take a look at that kind of thing.
What is this? Why do you point it out?
It's just a little bit of flattened grass over there. Usually, if there's flattened grass over in that direction, it means that a boar unfortunately died of thirst or got injured and couldn't go further. But
Oh, that's quite unfortunate. The reason they died. Normally, at least.
I'm sorry, Aaron. Did you ask me? Is there a reason that they normally died?
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay. Not to my knowledge. Most of the time, it was just thirst. Poor things couldn't make it all the way to Naudoo.
Poor things.
Or they got bit by a rattler.
A what?
A rattler? Oh, that's right. You're not from here. You know what a snake is, right?
Of course I know what a snake is.
All right, think that a little bit bigger, a little bit meaner, and they have a little rattle at the end of its tail. And
So-
usually there's diamonds on a diamond pattern on its back.
Daenerys, whatever you're picturing, make sure to picture it with wings, because the only snakes
Okay.
in the Floating Isles do have reptilian-like wings.
That thing must be quite mobile and dangerous then.
I mean, this is just the type of grass that it usually likes.
Do they not hide in trees as well?
Trees?
Yes,
What?
trees.
Tan, I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you see any trees around here?
I don't know.
Daenerys,
But
why don't
there's-
you roll a perception check for me?
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
This is-
In the field
all
of grass,
grass.
just
It says all grass.
you
All that right is trees.
There the nearest forest.
Tree ho,
around here-
Captain!
That was a
I
natural
love
20
the
on
con-
perception.
Natural 20.
Grass.
So that's a +5
Stars
as
your little
well.
bird eyes can
25.
see.
Tanaris, not only do you not see any trees, but this is like, as you begin to kind of spread your wings and take to the skies to look around, you don't see trees for miles. The small depression in the grass that you see, as you ascend upward, I'm flavoring this as your nat 20, unless you want to flavor it as somewhere else, but this is the best way I can give you as much
Oh,
information
she
as
can
possible.
fly. That's fine.
Okay. You don't see just one depression, and you do see a boar, but you see 20 to 30 scattered about in the field laying around, and it looks like the majority of them are dead.
They're dead.
Yes, the majority. A few seem to be alive, but you can't really tell from this distance.
Okay.
Oh goddamn!
She'll return to the ground then. Well, I guess you're right. There's no trees around. Those rattlers, you call them, they only live around here, right?
It's mostly deserts. Yeah. It's deserts with high grass. They like to hide in bushes.
So, how big is the wingspan?
How big is their what now?
The wingspan.
Daenerys is asking him this with like a straight face.
Yeah, yeah.
Constantly
way.
love the miscommunication between Daenerys
this is
creatures.
the griffin. The
This is
windless
griffin all over again. Oh god.
Ten. They don't have wings. They're just
There's some
snakes.
pretty
They're
massive
just
snakes
little
from-
noodles.
Oh, how did they move?
They slither. They slither.
Oh.
They got little. Technically, they have like little legs on the bottom, on their underbelly, and they slither and they.
What?
Pot.
This went from
That's
snake
how they
to millipede
So
really,
awesome.
really fast.
No,
Are they
stop.
lizards?
No.
Are they lizards?
No. They just slither. They don't have any. They don't have any arms. They barely
I
have legs.
roll?
But on the bottom of their.
But you
of
said
their
they have
belly-
legs.
Intelligence check
And they're really, really, really tiny.
Yeah, yes,
for
you can.
bullshit.
You can, Magnus. You can roll an intelligence check.
Magnus is like riding
How
along,
long the boat
hears
is.
this on the wind, is like,
I was so wrong.
Why don't you give me a history check for me?
I got a nat 20, bitch!
So,
You know, all my years.
So,
On an insight. On an insight.
Magnus,
On an
as Bill says
intelligence
this,
check,
you lose
just-
a couple IQ points as you're like, what?
Cowboy, I think you need to read a few more books. That's not how snakes work. My accent changed.
It's fine. It's
You-
fine. No, but Tan, in all reality, they don't have wings. They
But-
just slither on the ground.
They don't have legs.
Lothric, what'd you
Oh.
get?
I got a 14.
14. So, as you recall this asinine conversation, you do manage to overcome the migraine you have and do remember meeting Daenerys for the first time, how she glid down from her skyship and confronted Magnus immediately with a lot of
A lot of what?
gusto.
Gusto. I heard cussing.
A lot of cussing.
Yes, that's Daenerys.
Bo! Help!
I'm so happy that I had to genuinely Google if snakes have little legs on the underside of their
don't.
bellies because I'm
They
like,
don't.
there ain't no way.
No.
No, they don't.
I
Magnus's
was fucking
higher
up
schooling
Daenerys,
is just
it's
like-
fine.
All right, so please continue.
In all my years of druid work, I've never heard of a legged snake, so
You can see Bo's like stifling a laughter. They don't got legs. I was messing with you on that part. Everything else, don't go in the tall grass on your own because more than less likely a diamond bag will bite you.
Daenerys like playfully like slaps you on the arm, like You got me there. You really did.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I gotta have some kind of fun, or else I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
Fair enough. Well, I flew up in the air and made an observation. There are more than one boar. There's actually quite a few.
What do you mean?
Like easily 20 to 30 boars. And most of them
Well,
are
is that
dead.
normal?
Sorry?
Is that normal for there to be like 20 to 30 dead boars?
Oh God, no.
I was hoping not.
Entire herds, I almost said hordes, entire herds of boars dying is really unnatural. I mean, one or two dropping here and there as they make the migration up to Nawadu for the water is, like, genuinely okay, but 20 to 30 is, like, that's an entire crop gone.
You said that they die frequently. So is this normal?
No. That's a whole herd. That's not. They look like they were hunted, malnourished. What the fuck is going on?
Do I remember that? Any of that, Cole?
You couldn't tell from the distance, but it didn't look like they were malnourished. You would have seen rib cages. And there was no blood or viscera to be seen, so they weren't hunted. But other than that, you couldn't really tell.
I don't imagine that they were hunted. There were no, like, lacerations or anything. And I didn't see any sign of struggle, so...
Oh. That might be a sign of disease then.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's not good.
It's possible there's a massive outbreak.
Whatever grass we have the horse like I'm also gonna like kind of look towards Oslo and whoever else is like I guess leading is the best way I can say it. I don't know.
Currently, the only person of authority, quote unquote, is Kelsey, and she's outside leading on the black horse that her daddy bought her.
Oh, how sweet. I'm gonna thank Daenerys and like just tip my hat to her and then kind of clop up to
Wait a minute,
Kelsey.
Wait a minute. I can do health checks on the horses as well if you'd like.
Yeah, whenever you get the time, be sure to do that. Probably whenever we're resting, just in case, because it might just be an outbreak here. It might be an outbreak just because one of the mothers got sick and the milk went bad.
Right, I'll do a health check now and when we're resting. So I'll go start checking.
Okay. And whenever Tad is done, I'm gonna trot up to Kelsey and her horse.
Daenerys, you're checking in on the two horses that are currently there, Dusty and Kelsey's horse.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cart that Oslo and Aether are in are currently being led by boars. Did I forget that detail?
No.
You guys
I
have
remember
a
that
cart.
detail.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a card. I know that.
Yes, Alice?
Do we still have our horses, or are they still in Alethor?
You only brought Dusty with you.
Okay. So we left our horses in
I guess.
Alethor.
Yes.
Okay.
Aww.
So I miss it.
Daenerys,
Okay.
Yes?
are you doing the check?
Did you ask me to do one?
I don't know. I don't
No, you didn't.
remember what happened. Okay.
Did you
Are
want
you
an animal handling?
I don't know. What are you doing? You said you were going to check. You choose. I'm just the guy to tell you the information.
I'm gonna check the horses.
It just work here, man.
Okay.
This is a Wendy's.
How are you checking them? Are you conversing with them? Are you what are you up to?
So, I'll approach them by conversing with them, but I'm gonna do a general health check. But I'm
Okay,
basically
so-
just like warning them and asking them how they're doing.
Okay, so are you using speak with animals?
Mhm.
Okay, so firstly, roll a medicine check with advantage and an animal handling check with advantage. And
With advantage?
With advantage, yes, because you can speak to
Okay.
them. As you approach Dusty, do I remember voice I gave him? I think it was
Eeyore.
kind of like those, where it's just
Eeyore.
It was kind of like
Eeyore.
Yeah, it was Eeyore.
Eeyore.
Oh, is that right?
Eeyore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can only remember like Oz's just because of how horrendous it is.
I love that voice.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to resummon Azza just so you can do
No!
that godforsaken
No.
voice? Because I can.
Sometimes
And
I
I just will
dream
not
about
talk to
it.
him.
Well, hello there, Daenerys.
Hi there, Dusty. How are you feeling?
Hard to say after I died.
Sorry. She doesn't laugh. That's not canonical. um.
Hanging
So
out with the storm
sorry.
too long. Twisted her fucking sense of humor.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, I mean, I physically don't feel different.
Like, at all?
Well, I no longer get hungry or thirsty or I'm tired when I
So-
walk.
So what's the purpose of you eating then? Just to feel some sort of pleasure?
I would say so, yes. Also, I feel like people would look at me strangely if I did not eat or drink.
You seem quite intelligent this time I went round as well.
Maybe. Maybe I've gotten more in smarters.
There it is.
I love my horse.
It's the quick save from Cole for me. It's the wait shit, stupid horse.
It's the.
I don't remember what he was like before. I genuinely.
I don't remember either.
Stupid. Bag of rocks.
We didn't do this before.
Yes,
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
We 100%
Yeah,
did.
we've spoken with him a
We've done
couple
this
times.
many times.
No. I mean, like, we didn't do this. We didn't speak to him, to my knowledge, before he died, so we don't know.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't
No,
think you
you're
did.
Right. You
No.
didn't. You didn't.
You
You
didn't?
spoke to him on the road to
Reliquary, wasn't it?
Reliquary. So he would have been
Yeah,
smart then
he
too.
died before
so
that.
fuck you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, he died before that.
Aaron rewriting my world all the time.
What? I'm just talking to a horse, man.
I love my horse. I love my horse.
Well, if you're not feeling physically unwell, is it okay if I take a look at, like, your hooves? Make sure everything's in good health?
Go right ahead, as long as you don't hurt me.
And just so you know, I will try to avoid the grass here. It seems that it might be disease-ridden. Not that it matters, since you seem immortal.
Ola is currently looking up the.
Fuck, it's a
intelligence
wisdom
modifier of a
saving
horse.
throw. It's a wisdom saving throw for a horse.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but
That's
very
okay.
well.
Did you just make him nay with his words?
I love my horse.
And she'll continue with, like, a general health check. And
Okay.
so the animal handling was a 25.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I have a
okay.
+9, so.
Jesus Christ. Drugs.
That's
God damn.
druids.
And then the medicine check was an 18.
Dusty is in sublime health. As far as you can tell, there's not a single thing wrong with him.
Wonderful. And then she'll move on
He's the
to
bestest boy.
Kelsey's horse.
Kelsey's horse.
Is dying.
Has disease.
I'm gonna cry.
I gotta think of a voice.
It's gonna be stupid.
Horse voice. Horse voice.
Horse voice, go! Not that.
He had to mute to try it.
The large bird is approaching. Tiny large bird.
Oh my god!
Have you
I want that
come to
on
conquer
t-shirt.
my realms like many before?
She's gonna say, yes, it is I, the large bird approaching time.
I will have you know my kicks have vanquished many a foe. Approach closer and you shall feel my wrath.
No need to kick me, sir. What do you prefer?
Cobweb.
I gotta think of a name, hang on! You may refer to me as Sir Angros of the Solili branch. My horse-ridden brethren stand this land much further than your brain could conceive of.
So, can you repeat that, Cole?
Sir Angros.
So, Ingros, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she does like a little curtsy to the horse.
So as Kelsey is riding, you watch as the horse stops and dips its